Welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and it is time to actually bring you, somewhat regularly scheduled, I might add, your weekly painting progress. Well, not your weekly painting progress, but my weekly painting progress for you, if that makes sense. I'm confusing myself. It's been a long weekend, and I didn't get a chance to get much done, but I did get a few things, and thankfully we had another model from Mr. Sparkletrout to bolster our finished forces. This is a Karis pilot frame model from Steel Mechworks, which we have featured many, many times on this channel, and will probably continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Now, something about this figure looked really familiar to me, and Sparkletrout himself mentioned that he had based the paint scheme for this guy on the most recent Zaku models from, what was it, the Netflix Gundam? I feel like it was. It was from one of the recent things, but yeah, I could totally see it in the color scheme, the red shoulders, the kind of off desert world camo, pink eyes, green equipment. Came out nice, I gotta say. And as I've mentioned many times, what's crazy about these figures is this is literally from the same set. And you can see there is a distinct difference in how these guys both look. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're into the mecha stuff, and especially modular stuff, you really need to take a look at Crimson Steel Mechworks figures. I know that probably, if you aren't already aware, because I know I spent my weekend printing, but we've got modular Heretic naval power armor from Crimson Steel Mechworks as well, which obviously will be showing off soon enough. But yeah, these guys are really nice. I say that and then break it. Yeah. And monopose if you want. But that's enough of the blatant advertising. If you're curious about any of this stuff, as always, we will have those links down below. So enough with his stuff. Let's take a look at what I got done. Alright, not the best paint job, but that's okay. This was a quick, and I mean really quick and dirty, what were they called? The Infernal Paladins, I believe, from the Heralds of the Apocalypse, from Dragon Trapper's Lodge. And actually, funny enough, everything that I painted this week was from the Lodge, and I had no intention of doing that, but that's just what happened. So, the Heralds of the Apocalypse are probably one of the more varied army factions, skirmish warbands, groups that we've seen from the Lodge, and we've seen quite a lot, and I've painted quite a lot, and I keep printing quite a lot, and they just keep on delivering, and I'm all here for it. So these guys were like the ground troops that went along with a bunch of like fallen angels and angelic holy being types, along with the little cherub here. I love this guy with his little horn. But anyway, I wanted to get an idea how I wanted to do these guys before I just went whole hog committing to getting them painted. So I got my first one done, and it came out all right. And I'm like looking for another human from the Lodge to kind of get an idea how he compares in size. Do I have any normal human models? No, at least not handy. I got a shark barbarian warrior, so that doesn't really answer the question of how large they are. Well, we've got our typical GW human, so might make for some interesting Chaos Warriors. I'm probably going to go back and do something with that sword. It's too boring with black. I want to probably touch the edges of it with some kind of other, you know, maybe a fluorescent color. Why is he still shiny? Oh, by the way, he stinks. Literally, the smell coming off of this guy is quite pungent at the moment. I used a different sealer that I had in the garage because I am running out of everything else and just have not had a chance to go to a hobby shop. And I don't see that letting up anytime soon. The month of April for me is absolutely bonkers because in like a span of about 5 days, we have about 4 close family birthdays, 2 of which are in my own house, mind you. And so that just kind of eats up into a lot of time. There's just a ton of stuff going on. So just the sheer fact that these things were finished, I feel is quite an impressive feat. But yeah, birthdays are coming first, and I have to host a bunch of annoying, smelly high school kids. So that should be entertaining. All right, as I mentioned, I have more stuff from the Lodge. I had finished up the first of my was going to say Blind Water Congregation, but that's the wrong game. The Cult of the Pale One. That sounds right. So this was one of the command gators from the Cult of the Pale One, and the original one that I did is right here. And he was done all in contrast only. And I thought, you know what? It actually came out pretty decent. I was quite pleased with these guys. And so I figured if I did the first one like that, I should follow suit with the rest of them. And so I got the champion model finished up. There you can see his banner thing. And again, I'm quite pleased with the results. I'm not 100% sure if those scales are supposed to be part of his helmet, skull, hood thing there. But for a contrast job in a relatively quick rush, I'm pretty happy with the results. I know I tend to knock the contrast stuff on this channel fairly regularly, and it's not because it's bad. I don't know. I've said before, I feel like I'm cheating when I use it, which is weird because it's like, I'll take whatever shortcut I can to get this stuff painted sometimes. But yeah, nevertheless. Continuing on with the Cult of the Pale One, I got the... what was he called? Like the Fell Collar or something? I don't even remember, but I really like this guy. And the fact that this is all contrast as well, kind of tried to match it up with the Gators, but I love just the verticality of him on that base, the tentacles coming out of the ground, the smoke rising up, his Shumagoroth looking monstrosity, eldritch horror thing coming out of the portal between him and his staff there. It's just a neat look, all in all. And I mean, I said it with these types of figures from the Dragon Trappers launch before. I like when they have that sense of verticalness on them. This guy is from... gosh, what were they called? He was from their... corrupted Dragonborn dudes. And I just broke another figure. I was going to say, I have one of the other corrupted Dragonborns hanging out right here. These were a cool set, but then again, there's so many different fun little sets from the launch itself, especially as they've kind of gone with their whole unified warband theme with their regular releases. I feel like there's just been a lot of cool stuff to offer up. So, you know, I actually found an old Barnabas Lord of Blood figure that I had stripped because I wasn't happy with it, and I primed it eons ago. And I figured, you know what the hey, why don't we have him join our Cult of the Pale One? And so, I'm going to say my cult is growing. And I got a couple more in the process of getting painted. And I'm sure with their size and the points are going to be quite pricey, so I'm looking forward to being able to field just a few of them. But overall, happy with my limited results. Glad to see something get painted for my brother. And hopefully, with those links down below, you guys are going to enjoy just as much as we do, and hopefully do a better job with it. I have been desperately trying to make sure I post this stuff online. If you want to see it, by all means, please nag me. You know where to find me. And if you don't, I should have links somewhere. And if you can't find them, all you need to do is ask. And I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. But yeah, I've been trying to point these up there with a weekly painting progress hashtag. And hopefully you guys all out there can do so as well. And show me a much better paint job or get me inspired to do better myself. Because I appreciate that too. So with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.